see if that works. Okay, let's see. Check, check. Are we streaming? It says it is starting. Your audience will see it in a moment. So it is streaming. So if you check the main channel, it should say live streaming now. Live? Okay. All right. I'm still seeing buffering, but I'll hang up the phone now. All right. Welcome to Switch to Linux. We are just doing a test of live streaming capabilities. I have no idea how this is going to work or if this is going to work. Haven't a clue. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to start out and see what kind of stuff that we can do here, and I guess the absolutely very completely fun and clunky way I'm going to do it, because I always want to run my start with my guy here, is just to play the button and see what happens. All right. So that's just a little test, and I'm just kind of seeing how things look, testing out how things are going to work. And one of the things that I really wanted to talk about on the channel here, if it works, and I'm not completely sure what you guys are seeing, because what I'm seeing is a big delay. And let's see. So pardon any bugs that we see. What I'm seeing is just a bunch of buffering on my end. I'm not sure if you guys are seeing buffering on your end or not. Okay. So, what I wanted to talk about here today, and I'm going to be looking kind of this direction quite a bit, because this is where I have my OBS kind of set up, and I am doing everything here on OBS. Some people have said that this is a good platform to use. Some people have said it's a bad platform to use for live streaming. Some guys like Brian Lenduke says that, hey, OBS is getting really good for live streaming, and I'm just going to give it a try. I don't know anything about live streaming really, so what I'm doing here is just kind of playing today. But one of the things that I did want to do is I wanted to address a question that I was on the live video with Sudo Reboot today. You can go check out his channel. And what I liked about his channel, well, he was talking about wanting to find a good way to have people inside of a chat window, so people could interact with him both on stream and off stream. And I had recommended to look at either HexChat or Pigeon, because that is installed on a lot of Linux distros. One of those two generally will be. Peppermint, I believe, uses HexChat, and Linux Mint uses Pigeon. Some of the other ones do. Behind me I have KDE, and this has on it, if I'm remembering, it is Conversation. So Conversation actually works quite well on KDE. The problem I encountered with Conversation is when I jumped into my channel, and I have a channel set up on the IRC program at Switched to Linux. When I jumped up on the channel like this, then what I ended up seeing was it had all my IP address and stuff up there. The same stuff, if you log into Pigeon, you'll see that on the initial login screen, but it's easy to get rid of. And so right now what we're going to do is I'm going to walk through how you can set up a user, either temporarily or as a more permanent registered user, on Pigeon or any other IRC type platform. And we're going to have a quick look at that. I'm going to come back and see what this stream looks like. So I'm still seeing some stuff over here, so hopefully the stream looks better than what I'm seeing. And I'm just going to monitor this over here. Let me... I am live. So another thing I wanted to say is that this is not actually going to be the actual computer I'm going to be using to do the live streaming information down the road. This is still running on the computer that I've been working on. And I have this giant beast that's right down below me that I think is half plugged into stuff, so I'm not going to lift it up. It is on the final steps. The one last part I needed was the clips holding the processor fan on were broken. Only one of them is left intact right now, so I had to order a pack of those. Got those in this week, and so at some point in time today, I'm going to be working on doing that. So. See here. All right. So let's see. It says that there are 4 people on here. Let me know if this is streaming well. I'm gonna try and keep the live chat pulled up over here as I jump back and forth between various screens on OBS. And as I streamline the process, I very well am going to figure out how to do live streaming better. This is just a little test. Right now. So anyway, with sudo reboot, what he said is that he wanted to come up with a good chat option so that people could interact or we could interact. And of course, there's a lot of options out there. We had the old ICQ. I looked into that again today, and I used ICQ when it first came out. Of course, now you need to give them a cell phone number. I'm like, no. If it was other information, I'd be sure. I'd be like, yeah, I'll get a switch to Linux ICQ number. But you needed that. There's AIM and there's MSN and a lot of other options out there. But I just went with the simple IRC. I have very little knowledge about the IRC protocol. I doubt it's very secure, but it's it's going to be a good place to have people up and streaming on just on the system here. So what I'm actually going to show you is how to get Pidgin set up. So sorry for I'm going to close out Pidgin for anybody that is on Pidgin right now. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to show you how I did this here. So we're going to transition over. So here is the information on registering if you actually would like to register a username. So I installed Pidgin. If you do not already have it installed, then go ahead and you can just grab that from the Software Center on Linux Mint. It was just right in there. I think it might be installed on default. So what I did here is I just created a profile here. When you first sign in, you'll have the option. And okay. So now I'm identified properly in the correct location. So under our accounts, you can hit Manage Accounts down here. And then your Manage Accounts will allow you to enter in information here. So you can select from AIM, Bonjour, Facebook, and I'm not sure how most of these work. I generally don't use a lot of online accounts. So I went with the basic IRC, which you can actually utilize as a non-registered or as a registered. So you can just enter any old name here, and then if you don't put in any passwords or anything, then you have nothing to worry about. You may or may not be able to keep that. What I did is I actually registered my name at Switched to Linux, and with that name being registered now, no one else can use that name, and I have to use a password to log in. So I have this set up here, so it automatically logs in when I first access it. And I believe anybody that I have that's online is going to be in there. The other thing that I did is I created this channel. So if you are in the Pidgin system and you come up to Buddies and add chat, if you come over to this chat window right here. Okay, so I'm buffering. That's what I'm getting the message there. Streaming, but on both my laptop and cell phone on YouTube, you are buffering. Okay, so I'm apparently getting some buffering. So let's see what we got here. 3 watching now. All right. Some issues left. I can see you flickering. All right. Lion Lamb. Stream keeps buffering. Okay. Thanks for the comments. Let me try changing something. I probably cannot change this while we're going, but let me see if I can change something here. Well, maybe I can. This might crash the system. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so I just changed the buffering rate so that it will hopefully go down. So let me know if that improved it. Okay, just made a change. Let me know if that helps. I could probably just say that to you if you're listening, but what I did is I cut the frame rate back in half. So if this video ends up being bad, I'm going to go back through and reset it. You know what? Let's see, 2 or 3 second clips. Goes now. Okay. All right. So anyway, come over here into channel and type in your hashtag and switched to Linux. And I have here the S, the T, and the L as capitalized, and that will add the channel in. And then with that, you can open this guy up. It'll open up in a new tag. And now I can see anybody that is in the channel, and we can see any comments made back and forth. Okay. No, it did not help. Bummer. Okay, let me see. It might be an issue that I might need to restart it to actually get anything working here, but let me see. Let's see, constant bit rate. Let me go to, oh, nope, wrong keyboard. Apply that. All right. Apparently that's not helping, so what I need to figure out. I think, you know what, the another major potential issue we're having is that this is recorded on a laptop without a direct line into my system. So we might actually be getting some streaming because I'm on a Wi-Fi network. And that's actually why I didn't really want to do full test streaming until the new computer's up, because that one just goes right directly into the router. So if the video's bad, then, you know, I'll come back and redo it again. But the commentary I have here is very, let's see, you are flickering something in your hand. It stops and starts again. Oh boy, I'm getting all sorts of fun stuff. Okay, starts again, soldier. Stops and starts again. Okay, so we're getting flickering. What could resolve my flickering? Any comments on resolving my flickering? Anybody use OBS for live streaming and can give me any input? Let me know. And it'll be handy when I can stop, go back, and review this again to see. YouTube's telling me that I have good system health. Just having a quick look here. Stops and starts. Okay. All right. So anyway, the video, or the link that I have right here, let me see if I can actually put that up in my comments up here in my live stream. This is the page where you can register your username there. So first you just type in to the chat window here. And it should be under the Nick serve when you first start this up. And then just double check, verify your nickname. If you don't get any error message, going this guy here, we'll send you an email to verify it. Check your email. They'll give you some information, and then you're going to paste that information in. And then you can actually log into your system and save your name there. And then so now from here, anytime anybody wants to say something in the chat window, then it will show up inside of the chat window, and of course you can make the change there. So for sudo reboot, if you watch this might be a viable option of what you were trying to do. So here I can have my browser window over here if you want to talk about that. I have my camera up here, and then I have my chat window down here. Oh, is it streaming more consistently now? I dropped the bitrate down even more. Did that help? And also let me know if the flickering has gone away. I have noted flickering in the past recording. Every now and again, I will do a video where I see some flickering even when I'm recording, and I've usually just let it go. Sometimes I've only really seen it bad once or twice, but certainly let me know how that works. All right. Other things. I didn't have a whole lot of other things I wanted to chat about. I was trying to have the cats sleeping on their cat bed over here, but right before I started the live stream, the cats just all ran off. And it's just like, what are going on? So let me see if I can beckon a cat. Should I see a cat? Kitty, kitty, kitty. Kitty, kitty. Come here, kitty. There's a cat. Ooh, ooh, ooh. There's a cat. Oh, there's another cat. Come on, kitty. Come here. You want to say hi? Oh, oh yeah. All right. Kitty came to say hi on the live stream. Hi, Kitty. You're live. You're live on the internet. Get me 1 million views now, okay? So this kitty is CJ, and he does not talk much, but he is definitely, we call him the epitome of cuteness. He is just an absolutely adorable kitty. Look at that guy right there. Look at that. Let me actually do this. Yeah, look at that kitty. And the other one over here is staring at me. And she's not a real big people person, so I'm not sure. All right. Let me double check over here. Let's see. Went there. Everything okay? Yes, flickering is gone. Good. Hey, all right. So it looks like I found it. So what I end up doing is in OBS under the stream settings is I cut the bitrate down to, I think, 2500 under a constant bitrate. All right. So yes. Okay. Currently streaming 720 on a smartphone now. Sweet. Very good. All right. Let's see. Any other questions on the IRC chat system here? I could actually probably show you a little bit. Let's see. Do I want to do that or not? Yeah, I'm not sure. Let me see if I can get the other kitty on here. Other kitty. Kitty, kitty. Kitty, kitty. She's coming. See if she gets close enough to pick her up. Kitty, kitty. Come here. Oh, yeah. This is the noisy one right here. Look at this kitty. All right, I'm just going to change my view here so I can see what you're seeing. There you go. Hi. And this one is TJ. So she's the very vocal one in the house. Quite noisy. But she's just this cute face. Look at that. See? Say hi. Say hi. Come on. Say hi. Yes. You're on the internet for the world to see. Say hi. She does not want to say anything. All right. So kitties are done. They're done for the day. All right. Okay, flickering is gone. Good. Okay, let's see where we're at. Okay, the chat programs. Let's see. Any programs recommend for Android, Windows, etc. I've not actually used any of the other ones. HexChat is available on Windows, Mac, and Linux. And as far as the Android phone, there were a few that I looked up over here. Let me do it over here. There were a few that I had looked up. Let's see. IRC chat Android, and I've not used any of these, but just based on looking at the things that I like to look at, wanted to look at the privacy settings. The ones, the Holo IRC seem to have very reasonable privacy settings, and that one seemed crazy. What was the other one? I think this is the other one that had, and chat, I think, was the other one that had reasonable privacy settings. So here onto Google Play, come down. Remember, you always want to have a look at what your permissions look like. So come down to view the permissions. Bummer. I totally forgot to transition my screen. Haha, I'm sorry. There we go. Now we're transitioned. Now you can see me again. All right, so the Holo IRC is a free app for the Android. Again, I've never used it, but it does support the It does support the protocol that we're using here. So all this requires access to is photos, media files, presumably because you can send files, and network access and control of vibration. So those seem reasonable to me. This one also, this is the And Chat, which is another free one. This one also has reasonable permissions. Again, just content, storage, Wi-Fi connections, prevent device from sleeping, view network connections, network access. So these seem like reasonable privacy reasonable privacy settings. Another one which was popular was this Android IRC, but the problem with this one is that, if I remember correctly, this one needs to know location for some reason for an IRC chat protocol. I have no idea why. Okay, let's see. Load that back up. So in-app purchases, and it uses network-based location. So just because of this one uses network-based location, that's not the one that that I would use. So what I would look at if you are wanting to use a chat program, I'd probably have a look at these two, the Holo IRC and the And Chat. Those seem like the best ones, and I keep on grabbing this other mouse. I've got too many computers on my desk. Okay, on iPhone, I did not look up iPhone. Let's do IRC chat on iPhone, and that's actually my preferred cell phone for personal use. Okay, they're saying Mutter happens to be one. There's Turbo IRC. And again, I've not used any of these. I actually just started playing around with the IRC chat today, mostly in response to Sudo's request for looking for a better way to manage the chat rooms. And so this one seems to be working. I have one individual in the chat room right now, and presumably anybody would do this. So maybe what I'll do is I'll do a little bit more research on these, maybe play with these different apps and see what we get. Let's see. I don't come over here to the iPhone much to look, so I'm curious if I can figure out where the app permissions are. Okay, but we have Turbo IRC, and we have Mutter as another IRC client. So these would probably be the options that you would look for. Okay. Great cat, awesome. I will let my kitties know. I'll give the kitties a kitty treat for making their internet debut on live stream tonight. I'll make sure they get some kitty treats. All right. So there's your Android, your iPhone, and again on Linux Mint here, Pigeon I believe might come pre-installed. I imagine I probably uninstalled it because I don't generally use a lot of instant messaging. But I will actually be keeping it on, and I am using the username switched to Linux, all lowercase. So in the event you find myself on there, just feel free to connect there. I will probably not have it on unless I'm in YouTube mode, but that is an option. And when I'm on here, I will be loading up this switched to Linux chat room there, so you can jump directly into there for any discussion. Let's see. On KDE, as I'd said, the Conversate works fine. I don't want to use it for live streaming simply because it, as you enter your chat room, it actually will display your, IP address and information, and that's something I'd rather, not throw my IP address out there. And in that case, actually, it does look like other people's IP addresses were thrown into the chat room window there. Let me come over here, see if I can clear that out real quick. But it didn't seem to adjust mine, and that's actually a concern of mine. If IP addresses are being thrown on the chat rooms, I think that that could certainly be an issue. Not a huge issue, mind you, because most home internet routers are going to be pretty well secured. Looks like let's see. I'm just trying to see if I can clear the text there or not. Looks like I probably can't. But anyway, let's go back over here. That was kind of the concern. So Pigeon is the one here on XFCE desktop. HexChat is available. I was going to look at HexChat, but sadly, I think I set something or dropped something on my my little netbook computer. The screen got cracked, so bummer. I'm gonna have to replace the screen. So maybe I'll do that sometime whenever I get a new screen there. But anyway, that is the chat. That's kind of my idea. So hopefully this might be an option that could work, and maybe we got the streaming stuff taken care of on. I want to get rid of the flickering and things like that. So any other little topics? Greetings. Greetings. Is it repo? Just don't repo my car. All right. All right. And let's see. Any other topics we want to discuss? Let me see if there's anything else I had on my list. Couple little updates on the Ubuntu, since that was a big video that I had. I did re-download a new daily build yesterday. I reinstalled it right here, so this is running my Ubuntu. Now on the live key, the browser now works. On the actual installed, the browser does not work on Unity 8. I noted a few other changes. They got rid of some of the old artifaces of the old settings panel in the Ubuntu, the Unity 8 platform. So now when you go into the settings in Unity 8, it will go right to the built-in settings. So they're making a little bit of progress. It's not all that fast. At least now when you log in, check your... Oh, that's the other thing. In Unity 7 on that platform, there seems to be some broken stuff. I'm going to transition over here, and I'm going to see if I can boot up the latest Ubuntu. Of course, you can't boot into Unity 8 on a VirtualBox. I'm going to see if I can boot into a... I'm going to see if I can boot into a Unity 7, though, which I should not have a problem with. Let's see. Let's open that. And so when I start a VirtualBox, it might slow down the screen a little bit. So what we're going to do here, I'm going to transition over here. And so this is the daily build that I downloaded. I think I downloaded it 2 days ago, so it might have changed a little bit since then. Not a whole lot new on the Ubuntu front. I did notice, though, that when you go in Ubuntu, I always use the menu that is defaulted in the upper right-hand corner for all my settings and things like that. Nothing in that menu works anymore except for the shutdown feature. I believe there might not have been something else. I can't remember. But anyway, here we are loading 17.04. We're first going to load it into Unity 7 just to make sure that it'll work. I'll show you some of the things there. Give it just a moment. All right. All right, so I'm going to close the install menu. Yeah, I don't really want to install it. No. All right, fine, just try. Is the stream working okay with the VirtualBox running? Any comments on that? The video out. Is that what I'm seeing? No, I'm still seeing it. Is there a video error? What video are we getting? Or what error are we getting? Screen capturing on Apple, is it possible? If so, how do I achieve such a thing? On the Apple, you go to QuickTime is pre-installed. It is a default application. Load up QuickTime, and that will allow you to screen capture, or it will allow you to do a video. So I have the C960 jumped out of the chat. IP. Yeah. Yep. Let me text this gentleman back. Gentleman on my on the chat there doing a verification for me, so I wanted to let him know what was going on there. Okay. Let's see. I'll find a chat. None. Okay. Anyway, on Apple, go to load up QuickTime. You can run a screen sharing directly on there. You can do a camera capture if you happen to have a camera or anything like that. I have the Logitech C920 camera. That works well enough to do video capture if I want to video myself, or I plug that in and use the microphones, because of course Macs don't have microphone in lines. You do need a USB type microphone or a line in capability in order to make that work. So in that respect, the Apple does support that natively with no external programs, and it actually works very well. It records full HD. I use that a lot of times for when I build a WordPress install for somebody. If they need instructions on how to use it, I like going through and recording that, and I do it on whatever operating system they're most comfortable with. Usually I'm finding Macs. All right, so here is Ubuntu 17.04, and with this, not a lot has changed in this particular application. What I did find, though, once I installed it, is all of these menu items stopped working. And this is actually a little bit different. So they're working here, but when you actually install this and run the update, you now have an option to turn on or turn off desktop view inside of this settings panel, but it doesn't actually do anything. And that's the point. When you see that desktop panel, everything in here, like nothing in here works anymore, except I know the shutdown does, and I imagine the log out and the suspend might work as well. But that's a new issue in the Ubuntu 17 that I'm sure is going to get resolved pretty quickly. What we're going to try here, I'm just going to try this out. I have no idea if this is going to work. I'm going to log out. I'm going to see if we can actually log into this on a VirtualBox into Unity 8. Let's see if it gives me a login screen or not. I have no idea if this is going to work. Ooh, what's the password for Unity? Anybody remember the password for this? Oh, wait, that's right. The Ubuntu is the username, and there is no password. I believe that's what it is. Let's see if this crashes or if Unity 8 actually works in a VirtualBox these days. Looks like it's not doing anything. All right. We're getting some system crashiness. All right. We're going to transition back to this while I can work on the technical difficulties. All right. So it is a black screen right now. That's just Ubuntu trying to work, and apparently it's dying on me. So I'm gonna get out of this. So yeah, Unity 8 still does not work in a VirtualBox. I didn't think it did, but anyway, that's that. All right, I'm going to move the chat window off of the main screen because it is still displaying IP addresses. I need to get that resolved. Let me see if I close that. Where is my pigeon list? Come back over here. Hey, there we are. now I can put this back and it does not display IP addresses. So let me transition back over here. Let's see. So what I did is I went down and I is video back. Okay. I went back and closed out the chat window there, and then what I did is I reopened it back up using my button here, and then that got rid of the IP addresses. Right now, back to a Linux desktop. Yep, good. Exactly where we need to be. All right. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap this up. That was, just a 34-minute, really quick live stream. Let me actually double check comments, see if there's anything else. None. We'll find chat. Okay. So that was just a quick test. Make sure the software works, the hardware works, and I think when I do live chatting in the future, I'm going to use the much bigger computer. I'll have a lot more screen stuff, and I'll actually probably bring on a more comprehensive topic to talk about. Actually, though, since the video was laggy and flickery at first, just walk through again real quick. Coming up here, the Internet Relay Chat / registration is how you can register a name on Pidgin. And if you load up your main Pidgin window under Accounts, you can create new accounts. You can pull in from any of these other systems that you already have. I'm using the IRC. You can use this essentially as a guest where you never have to register anything, or you can actually register your name. The screen I have over here, this browser, actually shows you how to register your name. You just need to put in a verification email to verify everything, and then you can carry your profile with you across different computers. Also, though, make sure if you are carrying this across multiple computers, you have to be logged out on one computer to log back in on another computer. It will automatically attach a number at the end there. All right, so that's how to do that, and then we can create those chat windows, and I just kind of killed the whole chat. So anyway, that is that. So I see we have actually 8 people watching. I didn't even dream I would have that many people watching this. So thanks everybody for your support. And let me know other ideas on other live streams. The other thing that I am still collecting ideas on, I have been working on developing a privacy course. I would love information on what types of topics we could cover in the privacy course. So right now I want to do just a brief overview. What is privacy? I want to talk a little bit about password security, which will include things like two-factor authentications and other secure ways. I want to talk about online accounts, being cautious with online accounts, when to have them, when not to have them, and what email address to attach to them. Social media is big. Social media is a huge, huge thing. We really need to make sure that we are cautious with the social media, both what social media accounts we have and what goes on those social media accounts, as I say from YouTube live. All right. And then internet searching. What I have in mind here is what internet web browsers are you, or not web browsers, what internet search engines are you using? Because some search engines really track a lot of your information. I actually found yesterday, shockingly, I was like so totally shocked about this, but Bing actually gave me better search results than Google. And I hate Bing, mind you. The only reason I was on it is I had to do a whole bunch of 301 redirects for a new website project we were working on, and I went through, and Yahoo, or was it Google, actually only showed me like 4 pages. I was like, oh, that's an easy amount of redirects. I went in and did the same search on Bing. I got like 50 different redirects. It's like Bing gave me much better results. Shocking, and I do not want to admit that. But I'm not a huge fan of Google either. I use Startpage or IXQuick. DuckDuckGo is another good privacy-centric one, but I'm not a huge fan of DuckDuckGo. I just think, I think it's ugly. Let me... do I have DuckDuckGo on here? I don't. Let me just show you why I don't like DuckDuckGo. I'm thinking it's duckduckgo.com, I think. Okay, so it's duckduckgo.com, and if I do a search for something, let's do switch to Linux, let's switch to Linux, I guess. This is what I don't like about it. It's really, I can't tell really what's what, and it's like it doesn't really give me real good results. It's, for me, it's really difficult to look at. So here's the same search in Google, maybe. I keep on forgetting to change my streams around. There we are. Keep on forgetting to do that. Anyway, here's your DuckDuckGo results. Here's your Google results. I like this better. I mean, with Google, we get these nice little boxes up here. Of course, with Start Page, we get something that looks a lot more like Google. With a lot more of the advanced stuff. I love this feature over here in Start Page. I use this a lot. It's like if I want to look up a recent article, I can click on one of these and it'll filter out all those things that came in a long time back. You also have, let's see, we have Bing. Pains me to even go here on this computer. All right, so here we have DuckDuckGo and Bing actually look similar in this case. Let's go ahead and switch to Linux there. So here you can see this type of information. Oh, look at that awesome website. This is like, it's so totally awesome of a website right here. Look at that. So of course this is my website. If you did not know, a lot of my stuff does feed into the website. Although I have found that going directly onto, writing the articles go onto the website is a lot more of a challenge. And so if you look at the articles and the tips and tricks, it's pretty much out there. I was just texted IXQuick is another one, but actually IXQuick and Start Page is actually the IXQuick is actually Start Page. They're the same foundation, and actually they merge. So if you go over here to IXQuick, you'll see it's IXQuick Start Page, and they're essentially the same thing. So those are those. Let's see. But yeah, pick your search engine that's not like Google, or Bing or Yahoo or some of those other ones. DuckDuckGo is nice for its privacy. For some reason I don't like it. Of course, I'm liking it here now that it actually has my logo there. That's kind of cool. Egotist now. But anyway, that's what I had to say about the internet searching. I want to talk about cookies, managing your cookies. We want to look at smartphone privacy. And I am so looking forward to the time when Linux phones actually make their way in. And yes, I know Android's based on Linux, but not once Google gets a hold of it. And then I want to talk about Internet of Things security. I'm looking for other concepts, other topics that we can fit into that. Let's see. Ishmael, I see the Ubuntu desktop. Sorry, yeah, I booted up the Ubuntu desktop there just to see if I could actually load into Ubuntu 8. That's what caused the screen to go black, because Unity 8 still doesn't work in VirtualBoxes, which is just fine actually. So let's see. Privacy course, we talked about that, and of course, what we can probably do is the kitty has returned to the kitty perch. Let me see if I can get the kitty perch going. Let's see, there's that. There's a full screen, and if I just do this, the kitty has resumed the kitty perch. Kitty, kitty. Look at that cat right there. Isn't he cute? And I think that with that cat, I think that we will close out the live stream. So that was a very quick 45-minute test. What do you expect from a former college professor? But anyway, thanks for watching, and I will come back and do some more live streams. I want to figure out the best time, the best place, and the best formats and topics. But hopefully this was a little bit fun for you. It was definitely fun for me. And with that, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys later. And I hope that you enjoy switching to Linux.